people of all kinds in this audience, and all backgrounds, and all colours, and all faiths and no faith. We are sometimes accused, I am accused, by these great authorities on religious matters, the Sun and the Daily Mail and the Daily Telegraph, who really deeply care about my relationship to God. I've been reviewing the articles over the last week. Is Galloway a Muslim? Did Galloway convert to being a Muslim? Ask yourself this: would any of these stories be written about a Jew? Would anybody be thrusting a microphone in an MP's mouth and saying, "Are you a Jew? Did you convert to be a Jew?" They would never write such a thing. They only write it about Muslims because they hate Muslims and they think that being a Muslim is a bad thing. Well, we don't think it's a bad thing. We are with the Muslims. We will defend the Muslims against any attack, just as we will defend anybody under attack. We'll defend anybody who is discriminated against, who is subject to bigotry, who is subject to hatred in these gutter newspapers. I always say, you've heard me say it, I say it again, God knows who's a Muslim and who is not. And God knows that I have been fighting to defend Muslims here and abroad for many, many decades past. As I defended all communities under attack, all the downtrodden and the oppressed and the invaded and the occupied, whether they were Vietnamese or whether they were Palestinians, whether they were Buddhists or whether they were Muslims. And I see an attack today from a Labour councillor who will be hearing a lot more from me, I can tell you. I don't know his Sarjawal, I don't know his second name. Yeah? I went yesterday to visit an award-winning Hindu restaurant, Barshad's. Gordon Ramsay gave it an accolade, named it the second best vegetarian restaurant in the entire country. They have a problem. I went to see it. Sarjawal said this is the equivalent of condoning the destruction of the Babri Masjid. That's the kind of people we're dealing with. You help a Hindu restaurateur in Horton, in Bradford, and you're accused of supporting the destruction thereby of a mosque in India. They accuse us of communalism. They are the communalists. They want people to vote for them because their father... They want people to vote for them because their father came from the same village as your father in Mirpur or elsewhere in Pakistan 50 or 60 years ago. Well, that's finished in Bradford. Yeah. That kind of politics is finished in Bradford. We elect people not because of where their father came from, but because of their capabilities and their honesty and their integrity. And on the subject of honesty and integrity, Mr. Sajwal, you're going to be hearing from me very, very soon. I can assure you. They're interested in the fact that Asif Khan, one of our candidates, on an aid mission to Afghanistan, risking his life, risking his head, taking aid into Afghanistan because he had a small weapon with him to protect himself and to protect the aid. Who raised this? Labour. The people who sent 200,000 foreign soldiers with tanks and guns and aeroplanes and missiles to massacre the Afghan people. Asif Khan never killed any Afghan, but New Labour killed 100,000 Afghans and 1 million Iraqis as well. They want to talk about guns. Wait till you see the newspapers tomorrow. You'll see a picture tomorrow that will make your hair stand on end. I'm not going to give you any more of a heads up on that, but I promise you, you want to read the Telegraph and Argus tomorrow. That's for sure. They want to divert people's attention by smears and by witch hunting. Well, it won't succeed. David Aronovich, on Question Time last Thursday, a week past Thursday, he made fun of the fact that I'm a religious believer. And that's important for this reason. According to the Telegraph and Argus and the police and the testimony of trusted and respectable people who are witnesses to it, that there are criminals in Bradford intending to shoot me. Well, the first thing I'll say on that is you'll have to get through all my friends first before you can shoot me. The second thing is I'm not afraid of guns. I've faced Israeli guns. I've faced Israeli tanks and aircraft. There's nobody got enough guns in Bradford to intimidate me out of doing my duty, out of doing my job. And the third thing, and this I mean sincerely, as a believer, I believe in the other life. I believe this is a transitory phase. I believe in the judgment day. And if you shoot me, my sons will continue the fight against you, as will the sons of all of my friends, because we will not accept criminals running politics in Bradford. There's criminals everywhere. There's criminals everywhere. There's criminals everywhere in every city. There's nothing unique about it in Bradford. There's even criminals with guns in every city. The difference in Bradford is that the criminals with guns are able to walk in and out of the city hall and run things according to their own interests. Well, that too is coming to an end.
Yeah.
As part of summer. That is to come. We will not accept a culture of brown envelopes. We'll not accept planning permissions being granted if you pay the councillor, but not granted if you don't pay the councillor. That's finished. That's finished in this city. I promise you, all of that is coming to an end, God willing, if we can win our objectives over this year. We won the first of those. How we won it, my goodness. It was a